So we're back from our dog walk. Poppy's having her breakfast and I'm going to go down to the studio and see what's happening. I noticed that the builders got here just before we went for our walk and they're just cracking on and getting started, but I want to see what's happening. Today the doors are coming off, the old leaky doors that let in the ants and the water. And then tomorrow they'll be back to put in the new second-hand doors. So I'm very excited to see this happen. So it's a little bit later now. Poppy and I are just back from a little trip to the vet to resolve a flea situation. Very minor, thankfully. And the builders have left for the day. They'll be back tomorrow to put the doors in. But in the meantime, they've put some plastic over it just to protect it and to help the interior dry out a little bit before they put the new doors in. So I'm just going to go and have a quick look before lunch, and I thought we'd bring you with me. So this is the remnants of the previous doors and what looks like insulation. That's probably for the panels that will go on either side of the new doors. They took the glass out. I'm going to attempt to sell these old doors. Unfortunately, the glass was blown in a couple of the panels, but it's easily replaced, I think, and they're pretty amazing doors, so perhaps somebody will want them. And here it is with the plastic covering, making a bit of a racket. You can just about see inside. They've left it pretty tidy. I don't know if you can see in there. Probably not. Of course, I now can't get in to do any tidying, but I can do that once the new doors are in. It's a beautiful day. And down the side here you can see we've got the new doors, which are second hand but in very good nick. There's still 4 panels. They've got the 2 side lights, but they are narrower than the older ones and white where the others were a dark grey. And we're going to build panels. When I say we, I mean the builders are going to build panels on either side. So where the glass went all the way to the edge last time, which is fantastic for light and wonderful, but less good for water ingress and ingress as it turned out. So he's going to build panels coming in from the sides, and then the doors will just be that bit narrower, but there's still plenty of glass. There'll still be plenty of light, I think. And finally I can get back in there and start painting again. We've come down to have a look at the studio before the builders arrived this morning. All looks good. Pops has a different agenda. Should we go and get some breakfast? The builders are here. I am so excited. I'm going to have to really try not to pester them and keep going to check, but I will be documenting the progress as much as I possibly can. So the builders have left for the day and I am going to go and have a look at the doors. I'm so excited. They haven't quite finished yet. There's still some things to do. They have to let the foam go off and then they'll be back on Monday to do the next bit, which is cladding the outside and the inside as well, I think. Needs plasterboard. So let's go and have a look at the doors. Wow! Oh, so much better already. I'm not allowed to go inside because we have to wait for the foam to go off, but we can go in a little bit closer and have a look. Still plenty of light going into the studio. So I'm very, very pleased with these doors. The old ones were sliding doors and they would get very heavy and sticky and sometimes I couldn't even open them. And these new doors have proper handles. They're a little bit narrower, but there's still tons of light going into the studio. So I'm really, really pleased about this. I think it's going to make my studio life a lot easier. Good morning. So it's Sunday. I'm allowed to go in now. Got my keys and I thought you might like to come in with me for the inaugural entry with the new doors. I'm making quite a big deal of this, aren't I? But it is quite a big deal. It's been so long since I've been in there and been able to paint properly. So let's go in. The door's a little bit sticky, but the builder said that he can fix that. And in we come. Oh my. It's quite a lot of tidying to do in here, isn't there? Let's have a quick look around. That's the plasterboard to go on these side panels tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, I love it. Obviously, I can notice it's a tiny bit darker than before, and it is a very overcast day as well, which doesn't help. But once these side panels are covered with white, that's going to reflect back. And to be honest, I mean, there's still so much light coming in. But the main thing is I'll be back in the studio, starting on my next collection, and it will be dry and ant-free. So my plan is to do a little bit of tidying today. Obviously there's more work to be done by the builders here, but I just want to get a head start on it because it's a disaster. And I want to be able to get back in here as soon as I possibly can and working. So I'm going to just have a blitz at it and see what I can do in, like, let's say half an hour or so. This is the view from upstairs. On a sunny day you get a lovely view of the sea. You can't really see because everything's whited out today. But quite nice to be able to look at it all from above and see the full extent of the chaos that needs corralling. And then up here I have a mattress. I have slept here before when I've had family visiting who stay up at the house. In summer it's, well, before I got the window put in downstairs, in summer it was absolutely stifling, unless I left the doors open, but then I didn't want to because I thought creatures might come in. But it's very comfy and nice and snug up here. And then at the moment I'm keeping older work on canvas from back when I lived in Hove. And then I've also got some other storage up here as well, and some spare canvases and some boxes for shipping paintings. It all needs a bit more organising. These are the curtain poles that hold up the white, very inexpensive, I think, IKEA curtains that I hang in the window to diffuse the light and to keep the sun out on the really, really hot days, because it does get hot in here. And they've got these bird strings that I made, which I love. So I'm just going to pop those somewhere else for the time being, and then stand these up and then put the curtains up when the studio is ready. Okay, so I don't know if that was half an hour or not, didn't time myself, but it's looking much better, much clearer. I've prepped the table. That's the table there that I work on primarily at the moment. So that's ready to go more or less. Put some paintings up on the shelves here. Obviously this table's a complete disaster. I will deal with that at a later date. It's freezing, but I had to come down and have a look, and of course bring you with me, because the cladding has been done. It looks so nice. You can see how it's a different colour from the top section. When they built the studio originally, it was all this yellowy colour, and this will fade to look like, it will silver out to look like the rest of it. So that's why it looks a bit different, but it will all blend together in the end. So obviously very happy about these side panels, all looking good on the outside. And I was hoping to be back in the studio and painting by now, really, but with one thing and another, it's taken a bit longer than we anticipated. The builders will be back on Wednesday. It's Monday now, but they'll be back on Wednesday to sort out the inside of it. and then they'll be back again, I guess a couple of weeks after that, to sort out trim and various bits and bobs. But after Wednesday, I will have the joyous task of filling in holes and painting over the board. But once that's done, then I can actually start painting. So the saga continues a little longer than anticipated, but that's okay. I am losing the feeling in my fingers now, so I'm going to head on back up to the house. So I'm really excited about this. It's going to be quite... No! But the main thing is I'll be able to get in here. What am I trying to say? So I'm going to get started on it today. They're back on Wednesday to put what is it called?